drugs,
and alcohol. In the 1960s and 70s, the use of illicit drugs were commonly experimented with and used. By the 1980s, there was a steady decline, and then it went up again in the 1990s, but overall, it's been a slow decrease. Some common drugs used by adolescents include hallucinogens, such as marijuana and LSD, stimulants, such as nicotine and cocaine, and depressants, such as alcohol. Little did you know, alcohol is the most widely used drug in American adolescents today. Alcohol is a depressant and impairs your judgment. A common and dangerous trend that is sweeping across North American colleges is binge drinking. The factors that would influence someone and make them more likely to engage in drugs is being born into a high-risk family, having low parental monitoring, and having bad conduct in school. Some ways to combat those negative factors that would influence someone to do drugs include having a positive support from family and friends, programs and resources such as Alcoholics Anonymous, as well as being resilient.
eating disorders. Welcome to today's seminar on eating disorders. Today we're going to talk about anorexia and bulimia, as well as throw in a few stats that have emerged in the past couple years. So first let me start by asking you this question. Does anyone know what anorexia nervosa is? Yes, you with the Oilers shirt.
I believe anorexia is an eating disorder where one doesn't eat and they starve themselves in hopes that they become skinny.
Yes, that is correct. So we've talked about anorexia nervosa, but can anyone in this class tell me about bulimia nervosa? Yes, you with the Oilers shirt again.
I believe bulimia is an eating disorder where one kind of binges with food. They eat sort of to an excess, and then they purge or throw it up. And it's kind of a vicious cycle like that.
That is absolutely correct. So I'd like to share some research findings involving adolescents with eating disorders. First, we should talk about body image. Males are usually only interested in increasing their upper body weight, whereas females are only interested in decreasing their overall body weights. As well, we can talk about parenting. Adolescents with good role models at home who eat healthy, such as their parents, usually follow the same route and eat healthy as well. Also, we could talk about girls who are sexually active with their boyfriends, who may go on diets or rigorous exercise routines because they're afraid of what their boyfriends might think of them. As well as we need to talk about role models in the media. So a lot of girls read a lot of female magazines such as Cosmo, and they see these really thin supermodels and they think to themselves, hey, why don't I look like that? So they go on these crazy diets or, become anorexic or bulimia just to look like these supermodels because that's what everyone thinks that society should look like when they look at girls. Hey Rich!
Hey, what's up, Maddie?
Hey, did you know that anorexics weigh less than 85% of weight considered normal?
Yeah, plus they're intensely afraid of getting fat. Also, when they look in the mirror, they view themselves as fat when in fact they're super skinny.
Now that we've covered anorexia and bulimia in adolescence, let's go to the other side of the spectrum and talk about obesity in adolescence. The number of obese adolescents has increased in North America in the past few years. Being obese in adolescence is usually linked with being obese as an adult. There are some environmental factors that can play into this, such as an increase in fast food chains popping up on every street corner, the crazy amount of food ads adolescents see in the media every day, and the amount of physical activity, or lack thereof, that adolescents are receiving every day.
Suicide and depression.
As much as suicide and depression is a touchy subject to talk about, we definitely need to cover it. Depression can affect adolescents for many different reasons, such as one being bullied at school, having problems at home, or coming out of a breakup. Depressive symptoms that adolescents might experience are fatigue, loss of appetite, or thoughts of suicide. Depression and suicide are closely related, and depression can a lot of the times result in suicide. Although every single suicide attempt should be taken very seriously, a lot of the times adolescents don't actually go through with it.
Did you know?
Suicide is the third leading cause of death in 10 to 19-year-olds in America today. In emerging adulthood, males are 6 times as likely to commit suicide as females. Males use more lethal means such as a gun or hanging themselves, whereas females may cut their wrists or take an overdose of sleeping pills.